Okay, so we'll probably take this farewell here, push us a little bit into white, and then what do we follow up with? And oh my goodness, there's another farewell. Hello Daily Drafters, today is Tuesday, March 1st, and thanks for joining me for today's Daily Draft. As we get into the draft here, don't forget we'd like to give a special shout out to all those in the subscriber community for choosing to spend a part of your day here with me. And for those of you that are not subscribed yet, what are you doing? You know, we got to go ahead and get that subscribe button going. There's a red subscribe button attached underneath this video. If you wouldn't mind clicking it, helps out the channel. Really appreciate each and every one of you that are here with me today, subscribed or unsubscribed, and we'd love to get you to be a part of the community. So go ahead and click that subscribe button, and we will get on into our draft for the day. So here we have Teachings of the Kirin, which I'm not actually that impressed with. I mean, this is going to flip. Let's say we play this on turn 2. It's going to flip into a 1/1 on like turn 4 or something like that, and then you can't even attack with it till turn 5, and it's only a 1/1. It doesn't have all that going for it. There's Twin Shot Sniper and Life of Toshiro Umezawa here, and both of those are really, really good, and I'm going to side on the side of the Saga. So, something I have kind of figured out in the last week or so, but haven't really voiced very well, is that the Sagas in this format are very, very good, and you should do as much as you can to try to maximize. Holy moly, can anybody want to play some shrines here? Maximize as much as you can playing those Sagas. They're very, very good, and yeah, I mean, I think we can lean in on playing as many Sagas as we can, and this might be a test draft to kind of see how good the Sagas can do when just taking them. All right, so there's shrines here. Do we go for it? I mean, let's see. So there's Jukai Preserver, Tales of Master Sashiro, which I both like. There's Synthesizer, which I also like. But there's Shrine. I doubt we wheel the other one of these if we take the Black Shrine here. But we could also take Experimental Synthesizer, go down like the Black-Red route, but I really don't want to do that without Oni Cult Anvils. That's the key to that deck. Don't really feel like moving into green for this. I'm going to take the Black Shrine here. If we had already seen an Anvil or already had an Anvil, I'd take the Synthesizer, but I'm going to take the Black Shrine and just, see what happens. Oh no, instantly punished. That's the only one. If we'd have taken the other one, we'd have had 2 shrines and 3 picks. That would have been great. Oh, that's awful. Okay, so here we have Moonsnare Specialist, Acquisition Octopus, Jukai Preserver, and the Saga is one of the worst ones here. Don't really want to consider this one. So I think I'm going to be on Jukai Preserver over Specialist. I like green better than blue. Specialist is good, but I think Preserver is at least comparable, if not even a little bit better. And I think it goes well in green-black, and then green is a way we can splash if for some reason we are able to get access to more shrines. But the fact that we passed a red and a white one, and then a black one is coming, someone else to our left, and especially in Pack 2, is going to be taking all of those ahead of us. I doubt we're going to get access to them. Alright, so now we see Scrounger, Blade Blesser, Master's Rebuke. That's about all I'm looking at here. No Saga in this pack. We can take the Master's Rebuke, but I'm really not that high on this card. I'd rather pick it up a little bit later. I think the Scrounger has a lot of applications in this format. If you get a Dockside Chef, it's an insane combo that just kind of churns through your entire deck. It's really, really good. So I'm actually going to take this Scrounger here and then see if we can get into maybe a black-green kind of thing. So there's Befriending the Moths, and Trespassers is fine. Intervention is okay. All of these cards are a little bit underwhelming in red. Centipede, I haven't actually been super impressed with Centipede. It's pretty much a black aggressive card, and I don't think this deck is looking to be super aggressive so far. I might just take Befriending the Moths here if we can go into maybe like a black-white kind of thing. All right, interesting decision here. We have 4 cards in 4 good colors. So we've got Specialist, Scrounger, Preserver, and Synthesizer. Again, I really am a big fan of Synthesizer, but I think you need Oni Cult Anvils before you can move in on this strategy. Because if you move in on this strategy and we've got, 4-drop, 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 it's not going to go well for us. There's another Preserver, which I do like. There's a Specialist, which I don't know if it's worth moving into blue for the Specialist, considering it's also the only blue card in this pack. And there's another Scrounger. I would not mind playing another Scrounger in this style of deck, but I think Preserver is enough better that we can take that here. So there's Return to Action. There's Skyblessed Samurai. I mean, maybe we could take the Blessed Samurai and see if that's open. I mean, none of these other cards are cards I want to play. Favor of Jukai included. Don't think I want to be playing that, but it's in case of emergency, you could. There's also just Return to Action, and I think I want to lean down the black-green route rather than try to dip into this for Skyblessed Samurai here. So I'm going to go ahead and take the Return to Action and pass along that Samurai. And then instantly see another white enchantment. Don't care about any of these cards here. So I guess we'll take the Disciple, but don't want to play Spell Pierce or Suit Up or Warpaint. Steelbreaker, not really. Oboro goes in only very specific style of decks. This is just a random combat trick. So I'll take the creature, but who knows. Okay, none of these cards are really cards I want to put into any of my decks. Artificer in specific decks, maybe. Seven-Tailed Mentor if you're desperate, but I don't think I want any of those cards. Same with these. I mean, You're Already Dead is fine if you get 2 or 3 Virus Beetles, but we'll take it here and probably look to not play it. I think this was the pack with, or the last one was the pack with both the shrines that did not come back. So that's interesting to note. I don't think any of these cards are going to make our deck here. I mean, maybe Kaido's Pursuit, but I doubt it. Yeah, so we're getting a little bit toward the end here and not really picking up any playables. We can take Windscarred Crag in the event that we need to splash something or go into red. Artificer for artifacts and a Swamp. All right, so a bit underwhelming of a first pack. Would like to be black, I think. Black-green, ideally. Let's see, Restoration of Iganjo. 3 mana, find a plains, reanimate a 2-drop, or land, and then you get a 3/4 Vigilance. It's pretty good. There's also Michiko's Reign of Truth, which you know how much I like this card, and I feel like I see it every single draft. It's a very, very good uncommon. There's also Leech Gauntlet, Lethal Exploit. Have been less impressed with these cheaper removal spells, even Kami's Flare. Not actually that great, because all these creatures enter the battlefield and kind of get their value before you even need to cast this. Then there's Leech Gauntlet. I think I'm going to take Restoration here as a potential splash. Or maybe we go into black-white, potentially. We just have the couple of Preservers here, which we don't need to be married to. And of course, there's a Generous Visitor. There's a Scrounger is the only black card. Trainee. I mean, are you going to put me into green-white again? Let's see. So we have Life of Toshiro. I mean, Life of Toshiro is about the only black card we're holding on to right now. Everything else is not great. There's a Scrounger. I guess I'll take the Generous Visitor here. And then we see Tails. We see not good black cards, that's for sure. There's a couple of decent white cards. There's the Merge Keeper, which could be good if we go black-green to ramping towards a couple of things here. But I think Tails is where I want to be. There's another Jukai Preserver. Again, Lethal Exploit is fine, but hasn't been great. You know, it kills small things, but again, these creatures enter the battlefield and they kind of do the things you want them to do before you need to kill them. So they've already gotten a ton of value in them. By the time you kill them, this card doesn't really accomplish what you want it to. But best card in this pack by a lot is maybe Heiko or Jukai Preserver. I think you can argue both of those, but we're not even remotely close to red. So we'll just take the Preserver here. And then we see yet another one. And Era of Enlightenment, Golden Tail Disciple, Imperial Subduer. I'm going to take Era of Enlightenment here. It's a 2-drop. It's a white 2-drop. Flips into a 2/2 First Striker, which is great. We already have 3 Preservers. Our 4-drop slot's getting a little crowded. So we'll take Era of Enlightenment. Then we see Gloom Shrieker, which I love to try to splash a Gloom Shrieker in my green-white decks if I can. There's also Befriending the Moths and Jungle Hollow. Wouldn't mind taking the Jungle Hollow if the Gloom Shrieker weren't here to try to splash life, maybe. But we're going to take Gloom Shrieker and do whatever we can to try to splash the Shrieker and maybe the life if we can. There's also no Keep a Reckoner raid. Now that there's no green or really any white cards in this pack, so I think we're going to take the Reckoner raid. And maybe we could toe that line still a little bit. Kami is going to be pretty good, I think. We only have 1 artifact, and it's the Scrounger, which we might cut. So maybe that won't be very good, but I don't think I would play a second Befriending the Moths. It's a little expensive, and we have to be pretty aggressive to want that. So I'll take the Kami, and then we're still kind of... Fang of Shigeki is a really good pickup here. We're still kind of towing the line between like green-black and green-white. Maybe we could look to splash the Restoration. Yeah, I think we're still kind of towing that line, but I think I do want to be green. I think green's our best color. And in black we have Gloom Shrieker and Life, and in white we have Restoration. That's really it. So we might be able to looking to splash Restoration. Pick up a couple more enchantment or artifacts maybe to make the Kami a little bit better. Yeah, I think it's a little late in this draft to be where we're at, but we do have playables. We just gotta secure. I think we need to take as many green cards as we can to hedge that bet, unless we see a bomb white or black card, then we could just move in. We currently have 13 enchantments for the Generous Visitor, which is great. Grove Archer. Repel the Vile has been pretty good, but I think, again, we want to take some green cards just to get deeper into green. Take the Shrine Steward, but probably not play it. Here's another one. And a Swamp. Alright, and what do we open here? Alright, so as far as green goes, we've got Fang. We've also got Season of Renewal. Wouldn't mind picking up a copy of that. We do have Circuit Mender here, though, which adds to our artifact count and can go in any deck that we want to play it in, which I think is great. Mukutai's Soul Ripper has been okay, but we don't have enough artifacts to really make this do much. You can sacrifice creatures too, but you don't really want to be doing that too much. So I think we're just going to take the Circuit Mender and delay this decision a little bit. Samurai is a good way to splash Restoration because you can use this as just a 2-mana discard, find a plains, gain 2 life, which is another white source to splash Restoration if we wanted to. But we're just going to take the artifact and Circuit Mender here that'll go in basically any deck we want to put it in. Then we see no black cards. Really no white cards, so we're just going to take the Fang here. Overspinning Wheel Kick. Got 12 creatures. They're not very big, is the problem. So Spinning Wheel Kick is good with the Fang, and if it wheels, I think we'll play it once we have 2 Fangs, but with only 1 Fang and not very big creatures, not sure I want to look into playing Spinning Wheel Kick. It's overperformed for me for sure, but still not exactly where I want to be right now. So I think right now I'm leaning black-green, trying to splash Restoration, unless something drastically changes my mind here soon. Doesn't drastically change my mind, but there is an Arrest. There's also a Cloudsteel Kirin. which I think we're just going to have to take this. There's no black card I want to take. There's an arrest, which is fine, but there's a 3-mana 3/2 flyer that sometimes can, you know, do more than that. Don't like either of these green cards or the colorless cards. Don't know if this is correct. All right, look, I mean, the black is drying up a lot. We could take Scoured Barrens, Terrarium, or Network Terminal to try to splash something here. And maybe that's worth it, but there's also just like Farewell, Arrest, Conda. Maybe one of these comes back. But I think I'm going to go ahead and take Farewell, because I think our deck is looking a little underpowered right now. Especially in green-white. It's a little underpowered. And this could go a long way in adding a lot of power to our deck. Oh my gosh, back-to-back Farewells? Yeah, let's kill everything all the time. Sure, why not? And then there's a Naomi, and an Imperial Oath, and a Samurai. I think the Black Dream has sailed, but we might be able to get away with splashing a couple of these cards, like Gloom Shrieker, but the problem is we're a little low on playables already, so we gotta kind of zone in on something, and I think I'm gonna take the Samurai here over the Oath, which may be wrong, but that's what we will do. Then there's a Terminal, which I think we need to take to try to splash these black cards, because we're a little low on playables as it is. We could play this Trainee. We could play this Seven-Tailed Mentor if we needed to. I guess we'll take the Terminal to try to splash a couple of these black cards if we can pick up another way to do that. There's another Mentor, a Runaway Trash Bot. We currently have 3 artifacts, 14 enchantments. They could go to our graveyard. Trashbot might not be bad. Our curve is looking not great. Probably just want to take the Trashbot here. Fang and or Sunblade Samurai is a great pickup. I think we'll take Fang over the Samurai. Grafted Growth could be another way to splash these 2 cards. And maybe it's what we need here, because I don't really want any of these. Didn't really wheel any of those lands that we were looking to. Oh, here we go. Scoured Barrens, great pickup. That could go a long way in helping us do that splash. These cards don't matter for us. So we kind of towed that line for a long time here, and I think the double Farewell pushed us over into the white category. But I'm not sure how well this deck will perform, because it's not really built toward these Farewells. Alright, so if we're going green-white, splashing these couple of black cards, which I think is worth it in this deck. We're going to make sure that we can get to these Farewells and don't kill ourselves doing so. So these are a couple ways to splash it, plus this, we can run just 1 Swamp, I think. Then we have Grafted Growth, Network Terminal, Scoured Barrens, and a Swamp. It's 4 sources. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, maybe? With double Farewell. So this is 8 white and 8 green. But these count as white and green as well, so. Gotta get rid of 2 cards here. Don't think we need the Seven-Tailed Mentor. Befriending the Moth seems fine. Trashbot. Got 4 artifacts, 16 enchantments. I think we want to keep all of this. Might just be Trash Bot here. Yeah. Then we could run the double farewell. And then this could kind of be our biggest game plan. And kind of reset the board, because we have a lot of creatures. We've got, I think, 19 creatures and 14. Oh, they're counting these as creatures. That's why. Or they're not counting these as creatures, but when you sort by it, they are, which is a little weird. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 sagas. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sagas. Okay. Good thing is we can like play a saga, and then when it's on chapter 2, we can use farewell to exile all creatures and then get a creature after that, as well as play something else that's in our hand. So that's a good thing to use with farewell. And I think we can run it back like this. A little skeptical of this deck, but I think we were a little waffly in the draft as far as moving in when we needed to move in and not. It was a bit tough of a draft. We knew it was like a combination of green, white, black, and it might have just been white, black. I think that might have been the colors to go down there. But we found that Restoration of Iganjo, we found the double farewell, and all that was just so important to do. All right, so the Gloomshrieker is really awkward in this hand because black, green, and we don't have any of that. But we do have a Circuit Mender to help find it, Golden Tail to help stabilize a little bit, and hopefully we don't die before that. They're looking to be mega aggressive here, so holy, don't even know what that does, but we're probably dead. Alright, so they get an indestructible counter on that thing. And we take 5. Play Golden Tail Disciple, but it doesn't even block that very well. Neither does this, though, is the thing. And the next turn we can play Befriending the Moss and attack with that, but then we're taking 5 more. We'll do this, and we'll see. Just see how it plays out here. Alright, that's good. They whiffed on the synthesizer. We're going to kill our Disciple and get in for 5 more. Alright, so this is already looking to get out of hand. Guess we just have to play Circuit Mender here, gain a couple life, and then threaten to block here. They need that extra mana. Okay. We will take 4 and not be too happy about it. We can't take 4 again because then this is lethal no matter how we do it. So we have to chump with this next turn no matter what, basically. We could play the Tails, we'll get the counter on that, but then it just dies. Next turn we'd have to chump again. And we're going to keep taking 1 every time we do that, but we need this 5/5. It's the only way I see not dying to a 4/4 is we need this 5/5 out. So we'll have to put the counter on this. Gains Vigilance too, so at least we can attack with it. Loses Indestructible, but we still have to chump it. Unless they just kill this. They kill this and we're just dead, so. Yep, that's effectively killing it. So we just got ran over by red-white. Alright, so we are actually on the play this time. And hopefully this hand will ensure that we don't get run over by an aggro deck. Because that's what happened last game, and it was not fun. So we'll play this here. Next turn we could play Grafted Growth on something. These look like mountains to me, but they're swamps, so. Clawing Torment, pretty good combo there. It wasn't even a combo, but you know what I mean. Play the Grafted Growth, put it here. Get a counter, and then see if it survives. Scrounger, okay. Just do the only thing we can do here. Okay. Now we're just at the mercy of the top of our deck. We have a 4/4 defender and nothing else. Sure. Selfless Samurai, pretty good. Interesting. That'll be nice to get going here. Can bring back the Fang on Chapter 2. And we'll keep the, well... So if they play a Virus Beetle, then... And we have to discard our last card, we can't get the Fang back. So I think that's worth just holding on to these lands here. So we'll just hold them. Okay, they have a 2/3 lifelinker now. Didn't think so. I mean, are they just going to throw it into the Grove Archer? Do they have some sort of trick here? Okay. We have all of the Fangs here. So we could discard Forest to bring back Fang. And then play out our hand. Alright, board sufficiently stalled. Now can we get enough action to go over the top? I don't know. They are flooding out hard too, so... Farewell. Wow. We'll hold on to that. As an insurance policy if things start to go awry. Twisted Embrace killing Architect, probably. Yep. kunai killing one of the fangs at some point here. So we can trade off as much as we can, if they let us, and then hold all of our creatures in hand, and then kill all the creatures they have left, and then start playing our creatures out. I think that's going to be what we have to do. I mean, are they just what are they doing? Getting a treasure? Oh, they're going to try to kill this with the kunai. We'll just do this then. Yeah, we'll just trade here. Maybe they kill it before. No, okay, we'll just trade. Gonna put a 1/1 counter on something. That'll go there. And I don't think we need to be playing our creatures. We're just going to trade off as much as we can again, wipe the board, and then we can start dumping our creatures. So we're just gonna pass here. At some point, they're going to start drawing action because they've drawn a lot of lands. Okay. Again, we'll just hold down the board here. Norika. Cast target enchantment card. So they can cast Clawing Torment on one of our Fangs next turn. Alright. Era of Enlightenment. I think that's one I do actually want to play. I know it gets a creature on the backside, but it gets that scry too, and we want to find more action here. Life is pretty good as well, right? Not really, actually. I mean, it is a saga that can help with Farewell. You know, we do everything, don't exile the enchantments, and then our sagas start flipping. And maybe that's worth just doing next turn, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Can't quite do both of them, which is awkward. But we'll keep that on top. And then we'll pass. Okay. So they want to get that Clawing Torment back. It'll gain lifelink. We can block with the Grove Archer, even if they shoot it down here. Because again, we're fine getting rid of our entire board here at some point. However we want to make them do it, because we're just going to wipe it at some point anyway, so. Interesting, okay. Oh, and then they're going to use that on this, and then we could just wipe the board next turn. Which will give us a 2/2 first strike after that as well. Resolves. Alright. And my turn. We'll gain 2, we'll attack with this, and then we'll exile everything except enchantments. Okay. They might see it coming, which is fine. We will exile all artifacts, creatures, and do we have any recursion? I don't think we do. So there's no reason not to exile graveyards. I don't think we have any recursion in this. Oh, we do have, what's it called? The black-green Gloomshrieker. But I think they're at a better position to use their graveyard. So we'll just do this. We'll have creatures that'll hit the graveyard here at some point. Alright. And there we go. Now we got 2 creatures in a Saga in hand, and they got nothing but lands. And a 2/2 on the board. Alright, so we'll play the Preserver here. Put it there. Play this Preserver. Put it here. And then now we are the ones in the driver's seat, and we gotta hope they don't have a farewell. Oh man, I feel bad for them. They have tons of land here. We'll do this. +2/+2. And then we'll get in. And is this lethal next turn? 5. Yeah, it is technically lethal. So we're just playing a round farewell. I'm just going to bet that they don't have it. That'll be alright. We'll give it... Yeah, there we go. Alright, turns out Farewell did the trick for us there. That's why that card is so powerful. Alright, so we're up first. Pretty good curve here. Go Trainee into Restoration. Only thing is, on Chapter 2 we do have a land discard, so we can at least play that. We could also just play Terminal and ramp into Samurai next turn, which could be pretty good. Let's see if they want to block here. That's something we can also reanimate. I think I'd actually just rather get this going. The 3/4 body could be outclassed at some point, and I want to get that down. Fang, okay. That's a way to almost outclass that body already. Ooh, Capitec Wrecker. That's a good one. So we will discard Forest. Bring back Trainee. And then play the land they know about. And then Network Terminal. And pass. And the problem is, now they get to kill this because we can't do anything about it. So, Capitec Wrecker, MVP. It's a very, very good card in this format. We don't have anything to do. I mean, even if we wanted to. So here we are. There are so many good uncommons in this format. And by good, I mean like rare level uncommons. In this format, this card is about a rare level uncommon. And I've had it a bunch of times, and it's been great. And that was absolutely back-breaking this time, so, you know. Yeah. Alright, do we want to hold on to our creatures again to do the whole farewell thing from last game? Yeah, we could just make them play out their hand and then do it. Seems pretty good. They're going to be attacking for 3 a couple of times, but I'd rather get rid of their entire board. Hopefully they play like double creature here and then we could 5-for-1 them. Okay, take 3. Would not like to see them just pass, though. That would not be good. And that's exactly what they did. And we'll just keep top decking lands. Okay. Go ahead. Can only take 3 so many times. Maybe they're just playing around Farewell here. Yeah, I think they're playing around it. Do we play out our creatures now? To try to bait into them not having it? Because at some point we're going to have to run it out basically just to kill this stupid 3/3. And I do not like that. So because they have black, I'll keep the forest. I'll play Visitor, play the Samurai. And see how they want to do this here. We'll get in here. If they want to trade with Fang, I'm alright with that. Master's Rebuke. Okay. And then they'll trade. Alright, hopefully they play their creatures now. No blocks. Goshen tie, and one more, please. Come on, nope. Alright, probably gonna have to do it here. Especially now that we're drawing nothing but lands. So let's attack with Generous Visitor. And creature, not artifacts, but creatures, enchantments, and graveyards. Yeah. But they still have 4 cards in hand. We've got none. They play a Kami. We've got nothing. So they kind of knew that was coming, I'm pretty sure. So yeah. Now we're dead next turn if we don't draw something. It's something, but it's not great. So, hopefully we survive. And there's the kill spell. Alright, we will die a horrible death. Alright, pretty good little curve here. 2 into 3. Got the Gloom Shrieker in case this dies. Yeah, so that last game, the difference was they had a flyer that they could keep hitting us with, and as long as we passed back to them, they were like, okay, hit you for 3, go. Hit you for 3, go. And then we just keep dying. Or if we didn't take action, then we would be the one that would die. Before anything happened. So we were on the plan of having to act there. And that's why they could just keep passing. And then they kept their creatures in hand, played their creatures after we wiped the board, and then promptly lost. So, alright, do we want to trade for the trainee? Yeah, I think it's fine. It's not doing much else here. What's the other color? Green. Goshen tie, missing a land drop. Alright. So we can go Grafted Growth and really set us up for following turns, which I think is what I want to do here, now that they're not putting a lot of pressure on us and they missed a land drop. So next time we can go Samurai into maybe Mender and Gloom Shrieker, and then we'll have a lot of options. I know we don't get the counter off of this, but it's fine. With them missing land drops, I think this counter is not going to be the end of this game. So we'll play Samurai here. Maybe that was a reason to keep the Bamboo Grove Archer back. So we can get the counter off of that, but who knows. Top decking nothing but lands here. The Gloomshrieker can get back the Grove Archer, but I'd rather get back something better, so I'm just going to play this again. Double Sky Turtle on, okay. Alright. Oh look, what a surprise. We'll play that land, and let's run it back for a third time here. Alright. It's giving them time to kind of draw out of it is the thing, but ideally we have a way to close out this game later. I mean, we've got a lot of good cards here, and if we draw something that's not a land, it could be pretty good. Darn, if they had not had that land to do that, it would have been great. But let's sigh. I think we play Tails and Circuit Mender here. And then we'll get in for 5. Interesting. I mean, we'll block. Obviously, they'll have something if they do it like this, but yeah, I didn't think so. Preserver, okay. Oh, look. Another land. So we could put it here. We still have good attacks. We could also put it here. And then we could play a post-combat life to kill. Like, let's say we put it here and then they double block this. We could kill the other thing post-combat. So let's actually put it here. Play this stupid land. And then see if they want to double block the Samurai. Makes sense. Oh, they're just going to let it happen. Just trade straight up. Okay. And we'll just get it back. And play it. Iron Apprentice. That'll be a good thing to kill with life. Even though they get to put the counter on something. Okay. Yeah, so let's go to combat. We'll get in here. Honestly, we could just get in with everything. I mean, likely they eat this, chump that, put the counter there. Which would mean life could not kill it anymore. So maybe that's not very good. So we probably don't want to attack with that one, but we could attack like this. It'd be totally fine. Are they going to trade with the Samurai here? No, they're just going to kill the Samurai. Okay. Alright, so they got a 5/5. It's hard to kill that now. Don't need that. Preserver looks to be pretty good. And we can wait to play life here till next turn to open up maybe this attack. But depends if they make this a 6/6, then we don't really have great attacks. But the life plus preserver will end up being pretty good. So we'll hold on to it here. Tamiyo's completion. Okay. Alright, so we can give this +2/+2. And we're currently hitting for 7. This would make it 9 if they don't block. So I think I'd rather get it down now, put it on the menace creature. And now they're taking 8, and they'll just pack it in. They got a little mana screwed, but is what it is. Okay, so we can't cast life yet, but we can cast growth. We're on the draw. We have a few things we can draw before then, and then we have a couple 4-drops we can play, so we just gotta hope we're not going up against aggro here. I know this is not going to get the counter unless we draw a 2-drop, but it's going to be important to get that down. Really want to be able to play this to kill their decoy. So we will not trade if they offer it. Alright, they'll use 3 mana to get rid of our 1 mana, so that's alright with me. And again, we're not going to get the counter off of Grafted Growth, but I want to be able to use this to kill that. Be a nice little 2-for-1. Next turn we can go Trainee plus life, so I think we're going to be able to survive without that counter. Now if they hold up 2 mana to draw off of it, I mean, yeah, that's what they did. Don't really like to see that, but we can get rid of it for good value here. And then we'll play the Trainee, and then we have a couple Preservers here, along with... They're blocked off from playing X1s this turn. Oh, they had double land. That's pretty good for them. And we'll just... We also have double land. Let's play Preserver, put the counter on the Trainee. Makes it a little better there. And then hit. Gloom Shrieker getting back decoy, I guess. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Play our forest. See if they want to trade for either of these or not. They're just gonna chump. Okay. Interesting. Guess we'll do this here. Put it on memory. Oh, they have You Are Already Dead. Okay, that makes sense. So we'll put it here. And they'll kill that. And then we'll just play a 3/3, and then our board is out. We have what we have at this point. Grave Lighter, so we'll sacrifice just our well, we want to keep this because that's flying, I think. So probably just have to sacrifice the Preserver here. Restoration is pretty decent. And we'll hold on to this land, I think, so that we could play Trainee off of the discard next turn. We do have a couple of attacks here. So I think we can attack. Alright, so they've got another You Are Already Dead. So they'll run that out. And then we're left with the 3/3. And they have a Fang and a Papercraft Decoy. Okay, now it's a top deck war. We'll discard Plains and get back... We can get back life. Let's do that. Get rid of their Fang here. And next turn we can get rid of this one. They will get to draw a card, but with that much mana, they're always going to get to draw a card here now. Alright, we'll hit them for 1 and pass the turn here. Let's hope they don't have some crazy bomb in their deck that they can just drop and make us lose the game. Okay. Let's go to combat, see if they want to kill Architect before. Attacks or blocks. Get a 1/1, okay. Lethal Exploit killing Fang, alright. And then we'll play Cloudsteel Kieran and end the turn. And they're just top decking lands here, and then they'll pack it in because they keep on hitting lands. Alright. Got that elusive third victory here. Let's go on. Okay, so very similar hand to that first game we had. Obviously we need black and green for this. Farewell is in our hand though, so hopefully if we draw enough lands to get up to that, we can actually cast it. We have a lifelinker. So we have a couple things going for us here, and I hate mulliganing, so we will keep it. That's a little awkward draw. Merge Keeper is going to ramp them, and we're going to keep drawing cards we can't cast. Alright, let's play our Lifelinker. Hopefully hit a green next turn. They have their own Golden Tail Disciple. That's not what I meant by hitting a green, so this might be the end of the road for us. Gonna have to really come back from this one. It'll be really tough. But again, I think that was a keep. I mean, obviously we drew 3 green cards, so in retrospect, obviously would have mulliganed, but I think it was still a keep. We had 3 shots at any other land to play Befriending the Moths, get another 2/4, get some life back. So there's a lot of things that we could have had there. That's a card we could play, so we'll play it. Okay. I guess we trade. I mean, I don't like it at all, but here we are. Yep, that's not it. And then that'll probably bury us into our grave here. Unless we draw 3 straight lands to be able to cast Farewell and not die before it. So at this point we're just on Farewell or Bust, and we've drawn literal nothing but green cards. So that's been nice. Alright, too late or not? I mean, I guess Trainee at least holds back their board for the time being, so I guess we just play that. But again, we're on Farewell or Bust here. We're going to have to chump this for sure for a couple of turns. Okay, maybe they don't know what Trainee does, but we'll go ahead and eat that. Okay, oh, alright, another land. Maybe we can live. Maybe we can live. We can go Visitor into Moths, and the next turn if we draw a land, this will be on its 2nd chapter, and then we'll flip it after we have just exiled everything, so that could be pretty good. I think, again, this is the only plan we have, and we need the chump blockers. We could just play Moths, and then keep the Visitor. We're going to chump here for sure. Let's just do that. We'll do this here, and then pass, and really hope we top deck that next land. Okay, so we're going to chump. Okay, go to 12, play more creatures, and then us draw a land. That's not great. That's not it either. Okay, so Fang can threaten to block here on Branch, and we have to play another one, because if we don't, then if they remove one, then we're dead. So we have to play Protect against single removal here. So we're going to threaten this trade, but they probably won't attack. We'll get in for 4. Need another land. Can we survive? They might be debating playing any creatures, because this is one way they lose the game if they overextend. Or they're just making a sandwich. Could be one of the two. You never know. And it's only those two. It's either debating what to play creatures or making a sandwich, and there's literally nothing in between. So they haven't started roping yet, so I wonder if we're the ones with connection issues here? No, here they come. Okay, they'll pass, and here's the land. So we're basically going to have to run this out right now. Don't really have a choice. They get the first chance to rebuild, but we're going to die if we don't do it. So let's attack with both, see if they just want to block or not. We'll not do graveyards. We could just do enchantments, which would get rid of this, this, and this, and Shigeki. Maybe we don't even need to do creatures. Enchantments and artifacts? No, no artifacts either. So just enchantments. So we'll get rid of Samurai and Beside You and Arrest and Shigeki. Then it'll be Visitor and Kirin against Merge Keeper. And maybe that's just good enough. As opposed to getting rid of literal everything. Yeah, let's do that. Okay. Reset it just a little bit. They'll kill the Kirin. Now they still have a 1/1. Samurai. Alright. Don't need any more of those, that's for sure. Gotta hope the Preserver survives to block the Samurai. I think we can hold on to the land because it doesn't matter. Okay. Another Samurai. Not attacking. Alright, Grove Archer. Incoming. Put the counter here. And pass. They have an answer to Preserver. We're going to double block a Samurai. Oh my gosh. Mono Samurai here. Okay. That's something. So we could put the counter on the Grove Archer and then the other counter on it. And now they don't have any good attacks. So we're kind of stalling it a little bit, so that's good. Friending the Moths is going to kill us. So. Alright, do we trade? Yes. If we draw a black, we can cast either of these, put a counter on this from Visitor, and then they don't have good attacks even with the Moth. Next turn they're going to hit us for 5, and the following turn they'll have a 2/2 or 2/4 flyer. I think we have to save this to be 6 toughness. And next turn, obviously next turn if we don't draw an enchantment or a black to cast one of these, then we have to block. But let's just take it for now. Try to hold that back next turn. It is an enchantment. Put the counter here. Scry 2. Don't think we can do Fang in this situation. Circuit Mender. Gosh, we just need black mana. If we have black mana, it opens up so much. Circuit Mender does gain us a couple more life. So there is that. We'll gain 2 life here, 2 life here. But we're not any closer to black. I don't think we can keep Circuit Mender. We need black mana or just something we can cast. And I'm willing to bet on the black mana coming at some point here. So, just have to pass and hope they don't remove Bamboo Grove Archer. Okay, like to see more lands. my word. That card has just destroyed me so many times. Goodness. Maybe it's just a good card, you know? Oh well. Deck was a little fragile. Got stuck with our splash there. Didn't have either of our splash. We have 4 sources to cast black, but we couldn't find it. 3/3 is mediocre, not great. Really hope to get into some new fun decks here, going into the format a little bit further. We've been into green-white a lot. I've liked green-white a lot, but I wanted to get into some other stuff. So tune in tomorrow, see if we can find out if we get into another fun deck in the format, or if we pigeonhole ourselves into green-white with maybe another trophy. Who knows? Don't forget to stick around to the end of the video to look at the end screen to find that Neon Dynasty trophy playlist, or to find yesterday's video in case you missed it. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I'll see you tomorrow for your daily draft.